all of a sudden Javon Kinlaw is back in the spotlight. He was first round pick, didn't live up to the draft status, but was hurt for like 3 years. This year, he's been healthy the whole time, found a role as sort of like Eric Armstead's backup, but now Armstead's out for a week and a half or a week or two. And it looks like Javon Kinlaw will be starting, and the Niners are going to be relying on him. He's having a good year, especially as a pass rusher. Now he's going to have to be a complete player, or he could be in a platoon. But man, this is a great opportunity for him to sort of put all the previous 3 years behind him and create an entirely new narrative about who he is and what his future is. How do you think Javon Kinlaw getting inserted into the starting lineup could change things?
I think it'd be good for him. He's earned it. I mean, and he stayed low. One thing that I like about Javon is that he's an extremely hard worker, right? One thing is that even when he was going through his injury issues, he always did his part. Transformed his body, lost weight and looked amazing, gained weight, looked great. He's always had you can always tell that he's been warring with himself on wanting to do more. So you could almost say that this is kind of an opportunity for him that is a bit ordained, right? Everybody knows, or everybody should know, that Eric Armstead is one of Javon Kinlaw's mentors. They're very close. And you not only coming in to back up your OG or your homie, is going to be something for you not only to prove to yourself that you deserve the spot, but it's a rite of passage because Eric Armstead is going to be on the sideline watching you play. This is a huge opportunity for Javon Kinlaw. And this is what's beautiful about football, because it's the game within the game, right? This is something where not only is he getting his chance to show that I am the type of player that can play more than 20 snaps. I'm not a package guy. I can give you the full complement of what a defensive lineman is supposed to give this team at an elite level with stopping the run and being a pass rusher. But I get to back up my mentor, the guy who sought me through, who has given me counsel, who's taught me essentially how to be a pro. And he's turning on. If everything went the same way this season, where Javon was backing up Eric Armstead and coming in as a spot guy, I think that they will be thrilled with the trajectory if they kept it just right here. Now he's got the opportunity to go 10x, right? Now you get a chance to start for 2 weeks, prove that not only should you be here, but we can kind of revitalize the real story about why Javon Kinlaw got drafted, and that was to replace DeForest Buckner. That's what he got drafted for. So we're here to see him not only step into his rightful position on the team, back up one of his mentors. He should be motivated that way. He's always been a hard worker, but now we just have to see it. And let's get to the football side of it. The football side
go ahead.
No, go.
I want to say real quick, what's interesting about his season that he's having is he's making his impact as a pass rusher primarily. When he came out of college, the book on him was great athlete, solid against the run, a rock against the run, but needs to develop his pass rush a little bit. Right. But now he's a force as a pass rusher, has been. I think he'll be able to give the Niners a lot of what Eric Armstead gives them on third down. My question is run defense, because pad level has been a little bit of an issue with him. I think we've seen him get moved a little bit, at least last year, at times this year in the run game. He's playing next to Javon Hargrave, who's not really a run defender either. So what is the Niners' interior run defense going to look like, not just with Kinlaw on the field, but without Armstead? Because Armstead is an elite run defender. And
he does it all.
I don't know what Kinlaw is as a run defender. He hasn't shown enough. I don't know what he is, period. But I just feel like this year he's shown more as a pass rusher. And now if they do have two non-run defenders in the middle, that's an issue. And they have someone like Kalia Davis who might be able to step in and be in a platoon. That's another guy to look at, is Kalia Davis. He played in this last game and he made an impact right away. It's a little bit, I think maybe, pad level might be less of an issue with him.
Right. So for me, this is how I see it. Sometimes the numbers can be a bit misleading, right? So You're right. It does show that Javon is having a much better year being a pass rusher than he is.
I'm just going off my eye test. I could be totally wrong on this one.
Right. No, but what you're saying, the numbers do bear out. I'm looking at it.
Okay. Okay.
But also, you got to realize that Javon is also playing in a package role, right? So when are we mostly seeing Javon? We're seeing Javon probably on third downs, probably second downs, but first downs, third and longs, downs, you got to have it. He's probably not on the field. So a lot of what he probably is in there to do is he sees a lot more pass plays than he does rushing plays, staying in the flow of the game. Honestly speaking, I've seen Javon struggle, but most of my issues with him is struggling against the pass, like being an actual pass rusher. And he seems to have really had an uptick in that area of his game. I never really had a problem with him being a run defender. There's some games where it was just getting bad, like the Eagles game last year. A couple of games where it was bad. He was getting thrown around. But I feel like I tab that more under uninspired football than I do his actual talent level.
So he's playing hurt.
Yeah.
He was playing hurt. And I think one thing with him, it's like if he ever could have an extended period of health, he would improve. And we're literally seeing it. It's wonderful because he's talented. He's driven. They have a great D-line coach. It was just like, could you be healthy for an extended period of time? And it took him until now, until this year. And the answer is yes. And you're seeing results. Like, he's a great story. Ambry Thomas is a great story. Young players kind of written off who in year 3, year 4 are just showed that they're, maybe I was a late bloomer, or maybe I was just injured. Maybe I just had a lot of pressure on me. 2 guys who have like really had retribution this year. Good for them.
Yeah. They have, man. They really picked up their play. I'm impressed with what Ambry is just, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought?
Not I would have given Kinlaw more of a hope than Ambry. With Kinlaw, I understood, man, you just got to stay healthy. You just got to stay healthy. I'm not sure that you can. But Ambry, I'm like, man, I think you don't got it.
Yeah.
But no, you need a coach.
Yeah. This is showing what coaching really can do. Ambry Thomas, the biggest, what just sticks out to me, and I don't even know if it's anything. It may be nothing, honestly. But one of the biggest moments that sticks out to me is when Ambry Thomas gets that scoop and score that got called back for a touchdown, the forced fumble and the scoop and score. And he goes to the sideline. It was Wilkes' first game on the sideline. And him and Wilkes are having an exchange. And you can see Ambry Thomas, his body language is like, I told you, like, I got you. Like, I'm here. I got you. It was one of those, you could tell it was like one of those big exhale moments for him where he not only made a play, but he was physical. He hopped on the ball, damn near scored. And it probably was like a validation moment for him to prove all of the conversations that he's probably had with Coach Wilkes. I'm happy for Ambry. He's playing with a shit ton of confidence too. I think Demo's wearing off on him, to be honest with you.
All right, man. I just got a text, not a text, an email. Okay. And it's from Thomas Luttrell. There's people who just email me, and I want to give him some love. Thomas Luttrell says, all caps, CMC is Thurman Thomas. He goes, next time you get the CMC question, go with this. You're a couple years younger than me, so you might not have seen him play. Watch his highlight tape. You'll see it. Thurman Thomas, Buffalo Bills running back with Jim Kelly. He was the MVP in 1991. Did you know that? He was the freaking MVP in 1991, 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 12 touchdowns.
Thurman Thomas was a dog.
Thurman Thomas. Okay.
Thurman Thomas with the box. He used to wear the box face mask.
Thurman Thomas. Yeah, it was before my time, man. I got to go back. Was he the one who lost his helmet in the Super Bowl, or was that someone else?
I believe that was him.
That was him, right? He lost his helmet. Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas was amazing.
Helmet.
Bro.
Untold you for the third time. Yep. Okay. All right. Hold on.
He lost the Super Bowl. That's I think was he a part of all 4 Super Bowls they lost? I believe he was.
Probably was. Matt, yeah, he was.